Every full moon that lights up our night sky isn't just a random glow in the darkness. It has a name, a story, a purpose. For thousands of years, ancient civilizations, farmers, and sky watchers gave each full moon a name, tied to the seasons, the land, the animals, and the rhythms of life itself. These names weren't just poetic, they were survival guides, spiritual markers, and celestial calendars. When you learn them, the moon stops being just a light in the sky, and becomes a living chapter in the story of our Earth. They spoke of wolves and snow, strawberries and sturgeon, hunters and harvests. Each moon has its own meaning, energy, and mystery. And once you learn their names, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. Here are the 12 full moons of the year, and the ancient secrets behind each one. This is the full moon of deep, unforgiving winter, the kind of cold that settles into your bones and silences the land. In the icy silence of January, wolves would howl outside villages, their cries echoing through the trees. Native American tribes named this the wolf moon because those howls were heard more often in the bitter cold. But these howls weren't just about hunger. In some legends, wolves were considered spirit guides or omens, believed to communicate with the moon itself. In Norse mythology, the wolves Skall and Hati chase the moon and sun across the sky. When one catches its prey, an eclipse occurs. So the wolf moon is more than a name, it's a symbol of survival, wildness, and the ancient connection between man, beast, and the cosmos. February is the harshest month. Snow piles high, food runs low. The full moon that rises during this time is called the snow moon. Colonial settlers and Native Americans alike named it for the heavy snowfall that often blankets the land. It represented hardship, endurance, and the testing of the human spirit. But there's also quiet beauty in it. The snow reflects moonlight so clearly that it often creates a surreal glow. In some cultures, this moon was a time for deep meditation, storytelling, and inner transformation. It was a reminder, even in the coldest times, the moon still shines. As spring approaches, the worm moon marks the thaw. Earthworms begin to emerge as the ground softens, and birds like robins return to feast on them. This moon was a signal of hope, of nature awakening. For many native tribes, this was the first sign of the new year. Interestingly, some tribes believed these worms were not worms at all but serpents or spirits reawakening underground. It was seen as a time of resurrection, when the earth itself stirred after a long sleep. The worm moon reminds us that even the smallest movements, worms in the soil, signal enormous change. April's full moon is named after the wildflower phlox, one of the earliest blooms in North America. Despite its name, the pink moon rarely appears pink. It marks the full arrival of spring, when meadows come alive and animals give birth. Ancient pagans celebrated this time with fertility festivals, and the moon itself was linked to love, renewal, and creation. In astrology, the pink moon often coincides with powerful emotional shifts in the planting of metaphorical seeds. It's a moon of beginnings. The pink moon is gentle in name but powerful in purpose to awaken. By May, the world is in full bloom. The flower moon celebrates abundance, growth, and the power of nature's color and energy. To the Anishinaabe people, it was a moon of gathering medicine, as healing plants were now abundant. In Europe, this moon was associated with Beltane, a fire festival honoring fertility and sacred union. This moon marks a high point in spring energy. Spiritually, it's considered a time of manifestation, creativity, and connection with the earth. The flower moon tells us, you planted the seeds, now watch them thrive. The strawberry moon was named by Algonquin tribes for the short window when wild strawberries ripen in June. But there's more beneath the sweetness. In Europe, this was called the honeymoon, as June was the traditional month for weddings. Mead, a honey-based drink, was gifted to newlyweds to ensure fertility. This moon is associated with love, union, sweetness, and transitions. It often appears golden, low in the sky, creating an almost magical visual effect. The strawberry moon says, savor the moment, sweetness doesn't last forever. July is the month when male deer or bucks begin growing new antlers, hence the buck moon. This moon, really symbolizes strength, growth, and rebuilding. Deer antlers grow rapidly, and their development is seen as a reflection of vitality and renewal. In native stories, the buck is a guardian of the forest, alert, swift, and graceful. Spiritually, the buck moon is a call to return to your path, refine your goals, and prepare for the next phase. It's not just about power, it's about growing into your power. The sturgeon moon gets its name from the giant sturgeonfish that were most easily caught in August in the Great Lakes region. These fish are ancient, some living over 100 years, and represent endurance, wisdom, and depth. This moon is a time to look within, to reflect and to honor the strength that comes from patience. In some traditions, this moon was also seen as the corn moon, marking the early stages of harvest. But sturgeon reminds us that while bounty is near, it's the deep waters that hold true treasure. This is the moon of old souls and long journeys. When September's full moon is the closest to the autumn equinox, it becomes the harvest moon. Otherwise, it's known as the corn moon. This moon signals the time to gather. Corn, beans, squash, the staples of life are brought in before the frost. It was a time of feasting, gratitude, and preparation. In myth, this moon is linked to Demeter, goddess of agriculture. In Chinese tradition, it aligns with the Moon Festival, a celebration of family reunion and prosperity. The corn moon reminds us, what you plant you will harvest. It is the law of the land and the soul. The hunter's moon follows the harvest moon. As crops are cleared, fields are open and game animals are more easily spotted. Tribes and early settlers used this moon to stockpile meat for the winter. It was a time of focus, discipline, and providing for the community. But there's a wildness to this moon. It has a sharper edge. It rises early and stays bright, illuminating the forests all night. Some associate it with ancestral energy and the thinning of the veil before Samhain or Halloween. This is the moon of clarity, courage, and primal instinct. As rivers start to freeze, beavers hurry to finish their dams. November's beaver moon reflects this last push before true winter. Trappers set beaver traps now, ensuring warm pelts for the cold months. The beaver symbolizes hard work, community, and resourcefulness. This moon urges us to protect what we've built, to gather loved ones, and to fortify emotional boundaries. The beaver moon doesn't ask us to slow down, it asks us to finish strong. The final moon of the year. December's cold moon rises during the longest nights, when the chill cuts deepest. In ancient times, it was a moon of endings and endurance. Fires were stoked, stories were told, communities drew close. But there's also peace in the stillness. The cold moon is a mirror. It reflects what we've learned, what we've lost, and what we carry into the next year. It's not just a cold moon, it's a clean slate. 12 moons. 12 chapters in nature's calendar. Next time you look up and see a full moon, ask yourself, which one is this? What is it telling me? Because the sky isn't just above us, it's part of us. And every moon is a reminder that time isn't just passing, it's cycling.